Hi everyone, Rose Webster here, continuing on with this uveal melanoma cluster in Huntersville, or around Huntersville, North Carolina. Now, Jeff Tarte did reach out to me, and he is a North Carolina state senator for District 41, and I went back and forth a little on Facebook Messenger with him. I gave him the gist. We can test for Wolbachia now or wait another 3 years. And I requested a couple tests, which I'm going to show you on the screen here. And he got back to me, he said, let's talk this coming week, and gave me a cell number. I'm going to smudge it out. He gave me 2 different cell numbers. The most recent one is the one I'm going to call today. And then later on, I mentioned you might want to review these. And it's a couple of my latest work. He gave me a thumbs up in yellow. And then I was too busy to call last week, and we said for sure this week. And I let him know I just published something that was addressed sort of to Dr. Theresa, who's our Chief Public Health Officer here in Canada, because she couldn't answer one simple question. And that was, why aren't we testing via a broad range PCR screen for Rickettsia, Wolbachia genes in the blood. I may not be saying the terms correctly, but Wolbachia genes in the blood, not skin snips, because the CDC is saying that the gold standard is actually to take skin snips and look for the adult worms. Well, now we have the Wolbachia put directly in a mosquito, and there's about a dozen blood-sucking arthropods, insects out there that could be acquiring it. It can live for a week outside of a cell, at least, with no decrease in viability, and reinvade cells. And there can be super infections of Wolbachia. The Kulik species, many of them have a type of Wolbachia. They can be super infected with Wolbachia. And when some Kulik species, a couple of them are known Zika vectors, even though you're not told about it, when they naturally acquired Wolbachia, they became better vectors of malaria and West Nile virus. Another thing you're not being told is Zika shares the clade with West Nile virus with over 97% nodal support. Now, I found that I almost fell off my chair when Dr. Robert Haley, the chief of epidemiology at one of the Texas universities, actually stated on camera that West Nile virus and Zika are completely different. That's entirely false. So we have very high-level titled people with lots of credentials telling the public things that are absolutely not true. So, I had advised him, I know he saw it because I saw a little check mark, that I've been advised to correspond via email or via Facebook Messenger since I've been threatened, as I'm sure many scientists have been, and environmentalists. So here's the bottom line question. Are you going to ensure the following tests are conducted on the Huntersville area uveal melanoma patients and their tissue samples? 1, a broad-range PCR screen for infection by Rickettsia, Wolbachia genes in blood and tissues. And 2, a Zika test using any 2 of the following: the Lanciotti E, the Pike E, and NS1, the Bonnie NS1 based assays. They are the most reliable because some tests are up to 80% inaccurate. And I gave him citation URLs with that. And then he gave me a different phone number to call him on this Monday, and I had stated I would sometime this week, so that'll be today between 5:15 and 6 p.m. And so I'm going to call right now and just get down to it. Are they going to test for this or not? Said this call is not covered by your plan. Well, it's ringing. I got his voicemail. I'll leave him a voicemail. Hello, Senator Tarte. The last phone number you gave me just didn't go through. It said it said goodbye. It wouldn't let me leave more than a message like that. Okay, so here's the deal. I had a 10-second window to leave a message, and I just said it was me, and I was trying to get a hold of him. I dialed again, and got a busy signal, so I'm not getting through. He's given me 2 different cell numbers. One cell number doesn't even go through. It's not covered by whatever plan we have up here. So I guess I'll keep trying, but I'm disturbed that somebody can't put into writing what they intend to do about this. And I am compiling things for people who've reached out to me, and I have hard copies of studies that I'm mailing out. So there will be lawsuits, and because, you know, taking out an eye is serious business. So we really need to start looking at all the possibilities here. Thanks again for listening. Take care.